So carbohydrates are guaranteed to bring you meal satisfaction and happiness into your life. I guarantee it. Hey guys, it's Evie here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking all about carbohydrates. So I've already uploaded my video on protein, so now I'm doing carbohydrates and then I'll be finishing off with fats. So if this is something you are interested in, just make sure you keep on watching and let's get into the video. So if you are unaware, I did study nutrition last year and I do have a qualification and a certificate. That way I'm able to educate you guys and just educate everybody around me about nutrition and just, you know, talk about things with the science background of it and giving you the facts, because I know there is a lot about nutrition out in the world with misinformation, people giving out information like quick fixes on how to lose weight in 10 days or how to do this, how to do that. And I just want to give it to you straight and just make sure that you understand the macronutrients and how important each and every macronutrient is in your diet as well. All right, so let's get into talking about carbohydrates. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the science of it. So there are going to be some big funky words that you probably aren't aware of, but I'm not going to be going too much into that. I will also be talking about the nutrition side of it as well. So there is a lot to carbohydrates, and I hope after this video you do have a solid understanding on how important that they are in your diet and that they should not be avoided, because I know there is a lot of things about carbohydrates out there on keto diets and not to eat this much carbs or eat this much carbs, and everybody is different. Everybody has nutritional needs. So carbohydrates are made up of three different classifications, which are called monosaccharides, and these are glucose, fructose, and galactose. And I'm going to break it down a little bit further. So glucose is the primary fuel of our cells, particularly our brain and red blood cells. And this is the molecule that is referred to as blood sugar. So that's probably a word that you have heard of before. Then we have fructose, which is the sweetest of the three. So this is found in lots of sugary items, as well as fruits, honey, and corn syrup, which I know is very popular in the US, I believe. Lastly, we have galactose, and together with glucose, it actually creates lactose, which is milk sugar. And if you're lactose intolerant, or you've heard the word lactose, it just means milk. So that's probably one that you are familiar with as well. So as I just stated, glucose fuels our brain, and our brain is the only organ that depends on carbohydrates. So it's very important. It's such an important macronutrient. All right, so that's just a little bit of the science behind carbohydrates. So now I'm going to dive into the nutrition side of it, which is probably going to make a little bit more sense to you. So per gram of carbohydrates, there are 4 calories. And it is also recommended that your diet consists of anywhere between 45 to 65% of carbohydrates. But just remember that an individual number is not going to work for every individual, as we all have different lifestyles, different nutritional needs. So just make sure that you are tailoring your macronutrients to yourself, to your goals, and to your lifestyle. Having an appropriate amount of carbohydrates in your diet is required for optimal health, and it also helps us decrease the risk of having chronic diseases as we get older. When we think about carbohydrates, the first thing that probably pops into our heads is probably pasta, rice, and bread. But it actually goes beyond that. We can also find carbohydrates in vegetables, fruits, seeds, and nuts. As you can see, carbohydrates are found in such a variety of form and in so many different foods. So cutting them out of your diet isn't a great idea. If you're unaware, carbohydrates are our main source of energy. And if you do like working out, like I do, I love going to the gym, having a carb-fueled meal or snack before you work out is a great way to ensure that you are fueled correctly and that your body is going to use its carbohydrate source as its energy. If you don't consume carbohydrates, your body will go into its protein sources, which is actually not so great for long-term health. And if you are trying to build muscle, your body is now going to use its protein sources instead of its carbohydrate sources. So just make sure that you remember that carbohydrates are our main source of energy. Now I'm going to talk about the keto diet. If you aren't familiar what the keto diet is, it's basically a high-fat, low-carb or no-carb diet that focuses on basically not consuming carbohydrates. With this diet, it actually forces your body into a mode of ketosis. And basically what happens is your body uses ketosis as a backup because you aren't consuming carbohydrates. And if ketosis didn't exist, your body would actually shut down and you would die. So if that doesn't tell you how important carbohydrates are, I'm not sure what will. So yeah, your body uses ketosis as a way to survive because you aren't consuming carbs. Guys, make sure you are not cutting out this vital macronutrient. A lot of people, when they enter the keto diet, they do it as a way to lose weight. And when they start this diet, they see miracle results very quickly. And that's because in the early days of entering the keto diet, it's not actually body fat that they are losing. It's actually the breakdown of glycogen, and it's also water loss as well. So don't get it twisted, guys. Some side effects of going on the keto diet include fatigue, bad breath, constipation, and difficulty exercising. Those are just 4 examples of symptoms. It actually does go beyond that. This diet is also extremely dangerous if you are pregnant as well. Studies do actually show that the keto diet can help with people who suffer from epilepsy, but unless you are told from a health professional, there is no reason to cut out carbohydrates from your diet. If you are wanting to lose weight, there are more sustainable ways to do it. For example, a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is basically the only way you're going to lose weight because you are burning more energy than you are consuming. So make sure that you are focusing on high volume foods and including all macronutrients into your diet sustainably, and make sure that you know that weight loss takes time, consistency, and patience. You cannot rush this. A sustainable weight loss over time will ensure that you are still in a healthy mindset, because if you are trying to lose weight extremely quickly and doing quick fixes, that's not good for long-term health. These are short-term fixes, and short-term fixes can actually cause long-term problems. The way that we move now, the way that we fuel our bodies now when we are younger, set us up for how we are going to be when we are older. So if you want to live a nice, long, healthy lifestyle, you need to make sure that you are doing things sustainably. And just remember that everybody's journey is different. You should not be comparing your journey to somebody else's, and you should be consuming foods that fit your lifestyle and not copy other people's meal plans, because their needs are different to your needs. Their lifestyle is different to your lifestyle. We have different stresses, we have different routines. So just make sure that whatever you are doing for yourself at your own pace. So I'm just going to quickly summarize in 3 points why carbohydrates are so essential and important in our diet. Carbohydrates are our main source of energy and the primary source of our cells. And just remember that the brain is the only organ that depends on carbohydrates. So we want to make sure that we're fueling this as well as everything else. By not consuming carbohydrates, you are actually removing an essential source of nutrients and fiber which our body actually really needs to function. And lastly, carbohydrates are so bloody delicious. They are found in such delicious food. We have the pasta, we have the bread, we have the rice, we have the fruits and the vegetables. They are found in so much food. And why would you want to cut that out? I believe that carbohydrates bring happiness. So don't cut them out of your diet. Alright guys, so that wraps up this video about carbohydrates. I really hope you found this informative. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe, as that helps me out so much. Just remember, I have already posted a video on protein and fats will be up next. If there is any other topic you would love for me to break down and discuss, please make sure you leave that in the comments as well. And just remember that one bad day isn't a setback and tomorrow can always be better. Bye guys.